Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen everybody to Central TV. We here to give you the best.
Oh, there you go. My apologies, guys. I ran into some technical difficulty. But yeah, I'm back. It is a great time for us to be back and talk about the trending issues that are happening in Liberia. The month of August is a very blessed month to me. It's a very happy month. First, it is the month for which yours truly was born in, and our CEO was also born in August. So here, Sandra TV is pretty much an all. I wouldn't say an all August affair, but great milestone to accomplish. But as always, guys, we are here to have a conversation. We are here to talk about things that are happening in Liberia and how well we as young people can dissect the information and how we as young people can be able to live with the information. So we'll take our 5 minutes musical break and then we'll be right back here on Sun. Stay tuned. We'll be here ready to give you conversations and stay tuned.
Come that listing, enjoy the show. Come that listing to Central TV. We the best in time. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I love
Central TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Samdra TV. Again, I'm Leon Twarzama. Today, I'm now hosting the show. Ambassador Grams is, so we're just waiting for him to come on and get the show running. But a lot of interesting thing to talk about today. Very, very interesting thing. And I must admit, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fruitful. It's going to be thoughtful. So as we get in that conversations, stay tuned, stay focused, stay with us. Right, we will bring you undiluted conversations. We'll bring you conversations without any form of biasness into it. We will not be biased about it. It will not be unfiltered. We'll give it to you just as it is, right? So stay tuned, and we'll be giving like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go behind the scene and bring people
Turn
on.
up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen, everybody, to Central TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Central TV. We the best in time. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I love
Central TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen, everybody, to Central TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Central TV. We the best in time. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I
Central TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best. Come and listen, everybody, to Central TV. We here to give you the best. Come and listen, enjoy the show. Come and listen to Soundtrack TV. We the best in time. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Soundtrack TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Soundtrack TV. Veronica the boss for Soundtrack TV. She here to give you the best.
All right, guys. As always, I want to take this time to welcome you here at Sandra TV. One second, guys. Yes. All right. I apologize, guys. I want to thank you again for your patience. Thank you for being here with us on this journey. We are nearing a year and so it's exciting that we are here. Very, very super, super, super exciting. So it's always a great pleasure. Mhm. Ambassador Graham is the one hosting today, so I'll turn it over to him. Can you hear me okay, Ambassador?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a short now, boss.
Yeah. So let me say welcome to everyone. I'm sorry for quite being a bit late. Let's say welcome to our followers. Welcome to everyone. This is Central Communication Network, and this is our youth prime time that comes your way every Friday at 9 o'clock. And we are in studio today, joining Leon Toazama, our regular host for Youth Prime Time. Today, we are opportune to join two distinct panelists, and in the subsequent time, they will be joining us. Uh, uh, Comrade Dara Sipu Jr. and Comrade Joseph Yankwe, one of the strong advocates in Lower Magibi County, the one who have been advocating for the young ones in and around Liberia. So quickly, let's join Mr. Sipu. Welcome to Central Communication Network.
Yeah, well, let me say thank you again, Joseph. Am I clear?
Exactly.
Yeah, so thank you again for the opportunity. Let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, despite your location and you're following the broadcast. So the name remains the Samuel Sibu Jr. Or
Darius, are you hearing us? We are not getting you. You lack communication?
Yes.
Okay. So Leon have already been introduced. I guess that he been on the platform. So with no time to waste, we'll quickly run through our first. We have three different topics outlined for today, tonight discussion. Today we'll be talking about the issue about Prophet Key, one of the public figures in Liberia, who was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment. And today, by the grace of God, he was able to be released, regain his freedom. And today was kind of happy his family. Uh, but the value of fight from Spoon TV and other radio stations, we put station around. It shows that Prophet Key wife and his children were kind of happy to see him back on his normal freedom. So Leon, let's join you quickly. What do you think about Prophet Key being released today from prison?
Ambassador, first of all, wanna thank the government of Liberia, especially the Ministry of Justice, for sticking by their mandate in making sure that Prophet Key serve his prison sentence of 6 months. I think that alone set a precedent to every individual that yes, even though there is freedom of speech, but you can't go around cursing anybody out. Not just cussing, but causing PB mouth calls here and there. So I want to thank the government of Liberia for doing that. And I really truly hope that Prophet Key comes out. Well, he's already out. He's been on this Facebook already, but I know he said something about he will stop the mouth calls, but he's going to be rebranding. And I hope that his rebranding is not going to be causing people here and there. But it's commendable that the Minister of Justice, you know, were able to stick by their mandate in making sure that Brother Key served his 6 months uh prison sentence. So I think that was a lesson learned to Brother Key. I hope it was a lesson learned by him, and I hope that everyone who are a follower and supporter of Prophet Key can understand that if Prophet Key can go to prison, you guys can also go to prison. So it's very commendable by the government. We must give them kudos for that. And again, like I said, nothing but love to Prophet Key. We wish him all the best, and we hope that he's able to learn from his mistakes and not be doing what he was doing prior to going to prison.
Yeah, so everybody is excited to see. Everybody is commemorating this day for Prophet Key because Prophet Key spoke to
Every
service media
every
platform.
everyone is not everyone. I don't think everyone is excited though. His followers are.
Uh, yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, majority. Or do you want to say minority? But however, how be it? Let's hear from Sipu. Sipu, what's your input on Prophet Key being released from prison?
Yeah, so thank you again, Graham. So Prophet Key situation like Beyonce, it serve as deterrence to others, Liberians, that feel that the only way you can express yourself or the only way you can ex- exercise freedom of speech is by insulting others people. So the government through the Ministry of Justice take a bold step and we must commend them. But again, it it shouldn't be it shouldn't be based on uh from a political standpoint because this was the same Prophet Key man that he saw there or Korea's Moses Scout around here. And the current Chief Justice by then was Associate Justice on the bench and he kept silent and said nothing. But howbeit, we criticize where criticisms belong and we give credit where credit is due. So the government did a good job in Prophet Key being free out send a clear message to the public that yes indeed you can exercise your right to express yourself, but it shouldn't go against another man's right. And that's it. So Prophet Key, upon a release today, he make a lot of promises and he even acknowledge the decisions of the government. And one thing he said that really get to me is the issue about not escaping the law because we are all living in Liberia. We are all Liberians. You run away from here to go different country, one way or the other, you still want to come back here because no one's like home. So by facing justice alone, I salute Prophet Key for that. Allowing himself to go through the sentence. Prophet Key who flew out of the country. There are other people that committed crimes, other government officials, other top celebrities that have committed crime on the regime, and they flew without any trace mark from the government. So we also want to encourage the government that the precedent they set on poverty should not just stop on poverty. Or if there's any irregularities from government officials of anything of such, they should also be penalized. They should not be based on partisans or political metrics. They should be based on a holistic standpoint wherein the government going to use the constitution as the bed and the bedrock of the country. Thank you.
So thank you, Sibu. You know, like I said, majority of Prophet Key fans are excited to see him back at his normal advocating stage. And just a few minutes ago, Prophet Key was live congratulating everybody that kept advocating for him. Those of the follower, you know, Prophet Key is a celebrity, like he said, right at the doorstep of the Supreme Court of Liberia. But however, uh, looking at Prophet Key spending 6 months in Saw Beach, Prophet Key then tell us that it was kind of difficult, but he have to accept it because the law is the law. But before going there, he accepted that, oh yes, indeed, he calls the chief justice man. So the chief justice have all right to sue him. So going to prison, spending about 6 months in prison, looking at family, losing freedom from family members, relatives, and social media as well. Uh, I don't know as to whether you follow the case today. Leon, what lesson you learned from Prophet Key experience in Saw Beach?
So the first thing is we cannot deny the fact that Prophet Q will always be Prophet Q. Be it as it may, whether you like the way he handle his advocacy or not. Prophet Q will always be loved by a significant percent of Liberia's population. So I do not think that he was maltreated or ill treated in South Beach. I don't think that way because I was listening to his chief of staff or his PO. His PO said that every day he had a home cooked meal. Yes, and that's a topic for another day. But I meant to say this earlier to you, Josephus, Ambassador. I want to commend Prophet King himself for not pulling resistance and letting the law be the law. That is very commendable from Prophet Key. What I learned from this is the law will be the law, and the law should not be just as D. Samuel said. The law should not be given to some people. Just as we watch Prophet Key and witness Prophet Key being a very very strong supporter of the United Party, just as we watch him go to prison and serve his sentence for 6 months. One that ever want to look at that and go there and be able to learn from it. But I think he learned his lesson actually because when he came out in his press conference or his press brief, he said he will stop cussing. He said he will stop cussing. So I think it takes a man to say I'll stop cussing if they are not learning anything. So I think he have learned his lesson, and I know that he's going to change. But the question is he really going to change? That's another question.
Yeah, that's a question everyone wondering. But from the look of things, I sure that Prophet Key going to change. Probably he might not change totally, but he's going to reduce, like he said, he's going to reduce his way of advocating. He's going to put aside the man cost. But Leon, just before we leave you, it was social media took a while saying that Prophet Q has been raped in the Moreover Central Prison. I don't know. And Prophet Q coming
About
out today to say, allegedly, right? Prophet Q coming out today to say, the lady didn't say, the lady, I just forgetting her name, the lady who said that, she didn't say allegedly. So since they sue him, I'm going to sue her too. So I don't know, why your take on that?
So there is a stigma that once you go to jail and you're a guy, you will be raped. That is the stigmatization that comes with any prison. And if that is, I don't think personally, I don't think Ricky was raped. If Ricky was raped, well, long time we want to know why Ricky was not raped the first time he get there. Like 2 days to like 2 days to his coming outside with him to for the raping. I don't think he was raped, but I think he has every legal right to sue whoever that is spreading the false information about him because you are tarnishing his reputation. There's something called the information of character. You are deforming that man's character. So if she did not say allegedly, but he had every right to go and sue her. But the question is, will the court take it serious too? But I don't think he was raped. I doubt it. I don't think he was raped, but again, he's got every right to sue. I think it's Susan. I think she's association. It's either it's Suzanne or Susan, one of the two. But I don't think he was raped, and yeah, he had a right to go and sue her, man. That's his constitutional right. But I don't think he was raped.
Yeah, yeah. So Mr. Sipu, are you getting us?
Yeah, am I clear?
Yeah, you are clear. So, what's your take on the issue about Prophet Key experience into 6 month experience at Saw Beach?
All right. So, from a key situation at Subbish, there are few lessons learned to those who claim to be activists or those who are misusing freedom of speech. Now, the first lesson is that people will encourage you to do certain things, but they once the actions is being taken against you, you find out that they will drop your, I mean, they will just back, and then your one going to bear the penalty. So that's one thing that was learned in Profeki's situation, that you should not mind others, or because you mind you having the fame or the popularity, and you do things disorderly. Mind you, those same people that will push you to do the disorderly things or to go to do misconduct will be the same people that will criticize your decisions once you're having to be apprehended. And that's what's happening for a key situation. So Probaki learned a lot of lessons. Like Leon said that Probaki is just Probaki, but I believe that there are there are things that he's going to work on. Like he mentioned today that he has never ever threatened any Liberian laughed because he believed that all Liberians supposed to live because better days are ahead. And that's one statement I got for him. And with the allegations coming from the prison compound before he released that he was raped, I think that that is not true. These are things that bloggers and other social media influencers do to get popularity and to get attentions. So the issue about internet governance, the misinformation and character defamation, so a key can charge that person or whosoever that spread this information or character defamation and misinformation, and they can be held accountable. So Prophet Key said that he even served as the chief justice in the prison compound. He said anything he say na what the people used to do. In fact, when the police even went to do a tour, they saw him regulating the prisoners and doing other things there. So to tell you that Prophet Key, and just before I leave you, Josephus, you see the prison compound, there are stages. You get different country. You get Liberia, you get America, you get baby countries. So per your standard is where they're going to place you. So Prophet was not in the lower area. Prophet standard, he was not in the lower area because Prophet have the resources. And once you have the resources in the prison compound, people look up to you as God. Yeah, they take you to be God, they respect you. And I think that's why I give Prophet the relevance in the prison compound. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, Leon, we're looking at all of those situations, and we guess that perfectly going to change your way of advocating, even though he is an advocate. But we guess in a subsequent time, he's going to change the format of advocating for young people. Some of those things that perfectly say uh, are sometimes correct, but the manner of which he express those things make it wrong. Like clear example could be our friend and former representative of district number 10, Moserado County, Yeke Koruba. Yeke Koruba was advocating for his district and Labrador people. But at times, the way his advocacy go is kind of on a wrong page. So we just hope we understand that Nyami Bweze have taken a legal action against Perfect Key by giving him 6 months imprisonment to learn lesson. And I guess that Perfect Key spending 6 months in Saw Beach, it is a clear lesson for every one of us and Liberians allowed to understand the way to advocate, to understand that even man cause, power cause, those ain't no causing, it will not solve any problem. You will go on social media, you will insult the president, you insult the family, insult the parent, a mother, a grandfather or whatsoever. It will not still change anything. So we should change. We will get new start of advocating. Like my brother Sibu can attest to it. He's a very good advocate when it comes to lower Magiri advocating for people, even in the United Methodist University. But however, let's pin that to rest and let's get to the newly appointed DEA boss. What do we expect from him? Darius, let's start from you. What do we expect from the newly appointed DEA boss?
So thank you again. So we firstly I want to say the whole DA stuff. I think within a period of 2 years plus, we have experienced a lot of changes in the DEA. That shows some level of seriousness from the government, and that shows some level of incompetence of those that were appointed. Now, Yega Kuluba, I follow Spoon Talk. I think 2 days ago, Yega Kuluba said something, and I found reason in it. Yega say there is nothing changed. And the reason he said there is nothing changed on the appointment is because those same people that recommended previous or previous people to serve as boss for the DEA are the very same ones that are recommending it. This they are another person. So you can see until they can recognize that those people that are doing the recommendation
Well,
and, 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 and and pluck out them one by one, there will be no changes in the whole DA process. For how be it, the guy that was appointed, he's a former AFL practitioner, and we highly recognize them for their discipline and their service rendered to the country. So you cannot judge a person based on assumptions. That's one thing that that I also kept in mind. You cannot judge a person based on assumptions. So all we hope for is the best. We get the best out of the entity. But then mind you, Josephus, the DA boss that is suspended him from Magiri County, and that sent a very bad signal to Magiri County. Piako is a son of Magiri County, and even one of the very strong people in terms of fighting drugs trafficking. But it was surprising to it surprised every one of us that he had a link to the whole drug saga. So we hope for the better.
Darius, are you there? Darius, are you there, Darius?
He's not. Dar is having some connectivity issue.
So just before that, we understand Leon. We want to say welcome to Winston. Winston, we say welcome. Leon, we heard that the newly appointed DA boss is a former chief of staff for the armed forces of Liberia. And looking at those training, looking at those empowerment that he went to, those resilient training that was organized by federal institution, and like Sibu said, right, for the past 2 years now, we are experiencing a lot of changes in the Liberia Justice Enforcement Agency sector, and that shows the government seriousness, and it shows some incompetency with those people being appointed to serve in that capacity. So what do you think the newly appointed DA boss, former chief of staff for the armed forces of Liberia, what difference you think he will bring to the LDEA sector? Leon?
All right, thank you, Ambassador. So I think over the past week, myself and Winston and Nathan have been discussing this issue for a long time. You know, the LDEA is one of Liberia's leading security sector, wherein you have contrabands that comes in the country, and it requires a lot of security personnel. In my opinion, I think the appointment of retired general, Major General is retired Zianka is a very good one. Why do I say that? General Zianka has been in the security sector for a very long time, especially with the armed forces of Liberia. If we look at the armed forces of Liberia, and we look at the LNP or the PSU, they are the most feared security entity in the entire country. That's the AFL. And I think Major General retired Zianka has a lot of integrity that he does not want to compromise. He have a lot of respect for the country, and the country has a lot of respect for him. I think the issue of these draws will be combated. It will be fought hard, and I don't want Liberians to expect a 6 months result. It's not going to take 2 days. We need to give retired general time to adapt. We need to give him time to process, to give his own idea. Like we also want to commend uh former General Diabo for doing a very hard job. But if you ask me, I say the appointment of Major General retired Zianka is a very good one. And I know that there will be a lot of changes within the LDEA. So we're just expecting changes to come here and there. I know all my Zogo minute, minute have beating because Zianka is not a one to play with. But wish them all the best.
Yeah, yeah. Just after his appointment on one of the radio show, one of the radio interview, one of this platform, uh, he said that in fact, no Tesla should carry tinted glass or winches in Banida. Any car, it should be private car. If you get your private car, they will park you and do proper checking. If he refuses, it means you are not you're not ready to go. So it means they will park you. So if you are testing a commercial vehicle, so like you said, Leon, there are so many things we should expect. The changes shouldn't be like 6 month period. It should be the gradual something because taking over. There's a lot of things you have to do because somebody have already been serving in that position, and there are a lot of things on your mind. So let's join Winston. Winston, welcome. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Thanks very much. And I'd like to say hats up to every Liberian listening to us this evening. And thanks to Central Communication Network for always bringing me down. Hello.
Yes, yes. So what's your tip? What's your tip when it comes to the whole DA stuff about the new appointment for the office of the president?
In terms of the DA stuff, the last time we had this conversation on this network, and I think that the step taken so far by the president is commendable. I said that, but I think it shouldn't stop at this level. They need to do more. The president is working; they're trying their best, but they need to do more in the fight against drugs in this country, because if justice will only stop at the level of suspension and dismissal, then I can show you that the problem will not be solved. There will just be repetition of the same thing. You will replace another person, and the drug cartel, as you replacing the officials at the level of DEA, the cartels are also replacing their contacts in the system as well. So, free and fair trial and subsequent punishment according to the law will be the best way forward instead of just dismissal and suspension. So we're urging that the justice system will do the right thing, and these people will have that day in court. Those who are found guilty will be punished according to law, and that will serve as deterrence. With the appointment, I think Zanga is a good fit, and I believe his ability, and I think he will do the right thing. With the issue of that lady pressure that people try to criticize, the last time I said it, that it doesn't matter whether a lady or a man. We have had ladies in this country who have held top positions and they perform exceptionally well. I name some women who have been in top positions and been performing in places that they've been tough. We refer to them as iron ladies. For instance, Madam Salif was called Iron Lady based upon her stance. We saw how she fought in this country to move Liberia forward or to place Liberia on the map. We saw how she rubbed shoulders, how she fought, she raised her political muscle against men in the political arena of Liberia, and she knocked them off. You saw that. And she did well. Liberia came from civil crisis at the time. The system was messed up. There was nothing set up, and she came and took over as a lady, and she did exceptionally well. Mary Bro took over at the in fact at the passport division when they appointed her there, she replaced a man, and the man that she replaced, when she replaced that man, she did well than who she met there. So that means her predecessor, who was a man, failed the system, and she, the lady, went there and corrected the system. So a possible this lady Precious going at the place there to replace a man, I believe it is possible she can even do more than what people expect of her. And we can just pray for the best. That's what we pray for, because right now you can't tell. Instead of just criticizing the individual, they haven't been tested in a position before. They're just going there and you try to criticize. Sometimes they make you shame, because if the person start to perform exceptionally, then you have nothing. So that's why we need to give people the chance. Let's do it for the benefit of the doubt. Let's give us some time and see what happens. Biago came with huge morale. He started the fight against drugs. Everybody was praising him. We need to see at the time many he has been, indicted. So let's see what happened with pressure. Let's see what happened to the new DA boss Yanga. And I just hope and pray that Liberia will be free from drugs, this disease called drugs.
Thank you, Winston. Thank you so much. You see, we Liberia is progressing, especially when it comes to the issue, the fight against drugs. Liberia is progressing forward, and we can commend the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency, the President Joseph Yuma Puaka, for the kind of job well done. Even though he and I have been done, but we can say well done, Chief, because he's doing extremely well. But however, we was talking about Perfect Key business just before you came in, Winston. Today's Perfect Key is finally released from Marvel Central Prison, which is South Beach, and many of his fans are very excited to welcome him back, to see him regain his freedom. So, what message you get to put out for the people out there, according to the cases surrounding Prophet Key being released from Central Prison today?
With the issue of Prophet Key, for me, the very time Prophet Key was accused, pending trial, I said this, that you see, life, do not support evil only because it is not in your, maybe it's not being committed against you. A Prophet Key in the opposition insulted government officials in this country. He insulted even the former President George Manawia. He did he said every nasty things, doing everything possible to bring them down. and he was being healed by the very people who incarcerated him. But then when they took power, when Prophet Key, because you know that what goes around comes around. They said time trap is not for rat alone. So I think that Prophet Key, what the monster that they grew, that they raised in the past, that monster was just, you know, acting against them at that particular point in time. But unfortunately, they dragged him to court, and he was taken to Monrovia Central Prison. So I mean, there was some moral lesson right between from the action of Prophet Key and the response from those who promoted his action yesterday. There was some moral lesson right between there. Then after he's been free, Prophet Key is one person who, to be frank, to tell you that Prophet Key will be silent is a lie. Today you saw it right after the free Prophet Key, you saw him in various interviews, you saw how he responded to questions, and you see that he's even willing to do more than what he did before. Except that probably he might change the issue of insult, he might reduce it, he might limit his level of insult, but Prophet Key will always be Prophet Key. He will always attack personality. He will always be aggressive in discussing issues. Prophet Key is not a diplomatic discussing to tell you that he will be discussing issues from diplomatic stand. He's radical and he will maintain that, because you see that posture in him today. You could see it. Then, I mean, this whole thing was just the cat eating its own baby. That's all. So Prophet is going to reconcile. Trust me, he's going to reconcile with the rescue mission again, and he will still be that weapon to be used against the opposition. Trust me. So that's you and momentum from Prophet Key supporters. Yes, because there are people who have missed the voice of Prophet Key over the period of time. You know, Prophet Key was not just ordinary voice in Liberia. He was somebody who is a serious influencer. So taking a personality like Prophet Key to prison for 6 months where nobody can hear a voice, obviously when he coming out, you will see momentum from people. You will see people, happy and jubilating for his release. You obviously expect to see that. It wasn't strange to me today when I saw people happy, people jubilating to hear him. But we just pray and hope that he will change his style of politics. He's not going to be insulting just randomly as he used to do. I mean, and the next thing is, I hope and pray that when Prophet Key commit the same crime against an opposition member, and that opposition take Prophet Key to court, the court will grant or will take their allegations seriously. Whether they won't downplay the allegation or maybe throw the case out or maybe somehow renege in terms of investigation. We just hope and pray that it will always be the case.
So thank you, Wisdom. Thank you so much, everybody, getting a clear message out there that I think the justice system can understand well, and see how best to implement those recommendations from several concerned citizens in and around Liberia. So quickly, just before we conclude our tonight, Youth Prime Time, if you just joining us or if the broadcast just coming your way, we want to say welcome. Today is Central Communication Network, and this is Youth Prime Time, comes your way every Friday at 9 o'clock. And your regular host is Leon Twazama, and your co-host is Ambassador Joseph DM Grips. So lastly, our last point of discussion to record this a day. 6 years ago, we experienced the proper agenda of which His Excellency former President George Weah and Her Excellency former President Joe Howard Taylor, a wife of former President of the Republic of Liberia, Charles Ganke Taylor, was into office, and they brought forth the proper agenda, looking at some development 6 years ago, the educational sector 6 years ago, delay in salary, the increasement in salary and delay or the decreasement of salary 6 years ago. And today, we have the arrest agenda. The arrest agenda, former vice president during Ellen regime, who served as vice president for 12 years, honor her excellency, former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, now become president of the Republic of Liberia. His excellency, uh, Dr. Joseph Yuma Bwaga, may have been conferred with a doctorate degree, so we call him Dr. Joseph Yuma Bwaga. And looking at some of the development that Joseph Yuma Bwaga is carrying on, the increasement in salary, looking at implementations of turn of reference to the various position to the 21 ministry across Liberia, and looking at their active work. What do you think about those two agenda, the proper agenda and the arrest agenda? Which one is sustainable or achievable? Let's take Leon.
Thank you, Ambassador Graham. So, in all fairness, it will be, you know, unjust to compare 6 years to 3 years. For me, I live, but if we're looking at 3 years, the first 3 years, and the first 3 years, I think I didn't. Okay, I don't want to be biased. Yeah, I feel like I would prefer the arrest agenda to the proper agenda. For one fact, and one fact only, is because the okay, there you go. Because I think the arrest agenda is actually trying to eradicate the use of drugs. And I think we are seeing civil servants now receiving pay. I got so many friends who are civil servants who work with not just the civil servant agency, but with just being a civil servant. We are seeing civil servant being paid. We are seeing road development carrying on. We are seeing uh shift in government. We have seen people being removed from here for corruption. And again, like my very good friend Wisdom can say, it's not just about the dismissal or the removal, it's about the punishment that follows it. But we'll talk about that another time. But I think the president and his team are working constructively to weed out the bad apples from the tree. We're seeing road development going on. We are seeing the building of football academy in Liberia now. We have seen, projects here and there. But what sums it up for me with the arrest agenda, I think, is the issue of drugs. This government is really really trying their best to fight drugs. Like I said on the show two days ago, with the issue of drugs, it's not UP against drugs. It's every Liberian against drugs. So I would prefer the arrest agenda to the proper agenda. I'm not gonna sit out here and tell you that the purple agenda did all bad, because there was some good that were done from the purple agenda. We saw President, we are paying school fees for paying WAS fee. I was one of the first set of people that received free WAS fee from President Weah. But I think every government have their own pros and cons. But overall, if you ask me personally, from my own unbiased opinion, I'm going to prefer the arrest agenda to the purple agenda.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Darius, what's your tip on the comparison of, like Leon said, would be very unjust to compare 6 years with 3 years. But it gotta show. But let me just take you, Sibu. What's your take on the purple agenda and the arrest agenda?
Hello, are you guys
Sibu, are you
hearing
able
me?
to? Yeah, go ahead.
Are
You
you
are
guys
live.
hearing me?
You are live. You are live.
All right, so thank you, Grimes. So the first thing I want to say is that Liberia, since the post-war, our political system is predictable. That is, If this other government take power, we already know the outcome of the next government. That's how that's the predictability of the liberal political terrain. Now, comparing that of the pro agenda with um agenda, let's just say the rest agenda or the rescue missions, I think to me, to some extent, to a greater extent, it is of no difference because the first thing we need to recognize is that the people came, or the current the current leadership came on a metrics of fighting corruption, going against drugs, and rescuing on the metrics of rescuing the ordinary Liberians. Now let dive into a bit with the issue of drugs. I think wisdom make my night on this show, but highlighting things that are taught on, because you cannot just dismiss officials, or like let's say for example, without penalizing them. There are a lot of officials that have been linked to the whole George saga since the 19 million plus that Martin Cody provided information on, down to the 317 millions. There are a lot of big officials from government that have been linked to it, and there are a lot of evidence and all evidences to sustain these cases. But yet and still, the government have been reneging in terms of apprehending these people. Now, the biggest argument here is, oh, we dismiss these people. But what becomes of the dismissal when these people will still be perambulating around town and still be selling and still be dealing these drugs? So that's the bigger question for the government work. But on the other hand, so yes, sorry, the network. So, like, I feel like the rescue governments and that of the CDC have done no, let's just say, in terms of holistically. Now they have done nothing that the Liberian people can be able to point out to, because our people came up with the intention of
I don't agree
rescuing.
with you.
So that is another debate. But I feel like, on a holistic standpoint, we rescue and CDC or the proper agenda is of no difference, because these people have continued to come with the same old lies to the Liberian people, and it's not benefiting us, to be real. Go and do your research, friends. This Liberia, according to IMF rating, Liberia have now decreased. That is the International Monetary Funds giving us data on the poorest country in the world. Liberia is now to 162 place. What becomes of the whole arrest agenda? What's the progress? I know they will come with the issue about drugs, but drugs is still perambulating in the country. Now, you find out that the Senate, like I said, the House of Senate invited the Jones Security to give updates from, from the 19 million jobs crisis, and there was nothing substantive that the Jones Security could provide. And just for reason, we saw a video circulating on social media wherein the vice president said point blank that Liberia is the one that is governing this country. There is no security. You think because security said it not exists in Liberia, we must be. In fact, there is no security to our Liberia borders, to our Liberia borders. So these are things that, to me, to some extent, that I don't grade either of these people, because they are pure Liberian people, and Liberia deserve better, and we can only get what we want if we demand what we need. So with this, that's my take on the whole agenda.
So thank you, Sifu. the purple and the rest agenda is a very huge one that all of us need to look
Let me
at
come in real
critically.
quick. Let me come in real quick, Ambassador.
Okay, yeah.
So I think I mentioned about me disagreeing with Darius when he said there is nothing to show for the CDC government or the UP government in lines of fighting corruption, and those are things. That's some of the reason why we are here on the show to clarify some of the things that have been said. Ambassador. So a lot of times, as young people, it is true, right? It is fair to call a spade a spade. You can't say that in 6 years the CDC did nothing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a seditian. I've never been a seditian. I never supported we are on any time. But we can't be on the show and denigrate we are and denigrate the current government. If you look at the current government, now there are people who are getting in car from Monserrato to Grand Gita, from Monserrato to Nimba to Complete because of the road construction that are going on. There are people who are benefiting from the Ministry of Youth and Sports awareness happening, right? So will you also say that those people are not benefiting from the country? I mean, yes, it may not be significant enough. It may not be as large as you want it to be, but to sit on the show and say the government is doing nothing or the government did nothing, to me, I think is unfair. We have to give credit to the which credit is due. Yes, I'm not saying that they are 1,000% perfect, but yet and still they are doing some things that are trying to be better. Rome was not built in a day, and this is not me giving credit to. I will give credit to the UP government, bro. We sat down with YCDC. How many? Yes, I was on the drug issue because that drug issue for me I've won my heart in Liberia. Doing the proper agenda. How many times we hear say the president we have changed the people from LDA? How many times we've heard that there have been drugs that was confiscated? Not a lot. Not a lot. So nowadays, you see these things happen. You see young people getting in power. You see youth. I mean, I'm not gonna say they are better, but at least things are far better now than they were doing the proper agenda. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that what they're doing is 100% perfect. They do have a lot and lot of flaws. But to sit down and say they're not doing anything for me, that's the this remark I don't want to agree with.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Crims, can I just address that quick?
Yeah, 2 minutes. 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
All right, so thank you again. The thing is, I spoke in context where the brother asked a very uh, uh sensible questions, that is comparing both agenda, which agenda I think that have done best, and which agenda I think that, in terms of grading, which agenda I could grade. And I told him plain blank that I cannot grade either of the agenda because my reason was very simple. Now, the biggest argument from unity party governments or the arrest agenda is the issue of fighting against drugs. We agree, but then, what have been the experience of the first against judge? It's just by dismissing officials and getting still jails is still circulating in the country. I recommend you to visit the various graveyard, the various ghettos. You see how many youths have been poor on a daily basis. It's not just about dismissing officials. It's about punishing these officials and getting rid of these dealers. So yes, you may dismiss the officials, but these officials are still circulating our term. And what happened next is that they are still going to sell drugs. So the issue of drug spreading I don't even classify it to be things that the government has achieved, because this amazing official get nothing to do with the youth, the amount of youth that are sporting on a daily basis. And don't get me wrong, I told you I cannot grade these two people as the current status quo of Labio on three metrics. Now, I mentioned you that Labio have decreased from their previous positions according to IMF data. So when you discussing government have performed, these are data that you bring forth. Now, what have been Liberia performance in terms of or for let's just say poverty rate? What have been Liberia performance in terms of the same fight against corruption? What have been Liberia performance in terms of fight against drugs? Listing there are a lot of corrupt officials that evidence of Martin Corey are proved over and over. But yet and still, you know about the little boy that was pseudo by the EBS officer. You know, there are a lot of rape cases in our country, and all of these people are people that are holding top position in government. But yet and still, you will only hear of this measure from the government without apprehending these people. Now, I challenge you to bring a single person from all of these crises that have been occurring in the country that the government have apprehended and bring to justice. Not a single person. But what they do is they hold these major tactics and feel that will continue to fall in it. So on a
15 seconds,
realistic
please.
standpoint, these people have failed the Liberian people, and there's a time that the Liberian people need to reopen their eyes and vote right and vote the right choice. So that's my take.
Yeah, so the whole thing about the arrest agenda, the proper agenda, like for me, I cannot speak to that because the reason is very simple. We Joseph Paga have just gone 3 years, right? And Joey have concluded his final 6 years in government. But then the question is, Joseph Paga served favorite position for 48 years in government. He served to different institutions. He served as vice president. They think for just now. Let's come back to our present government now. Joseph Boakai, the arrest agenda.
No,
The
no,
arrest
no,
agenda.
no, no, stop. Let me hold you read that. Let me hold you read that, Chief. Zimbabwe served as agriculture minister. What agriculture minister get to do with fighting John?
I just said Joseph Boakai served in so many capacity, right? So many institutions. No, I come in. I know Joseph Boakai served.
Go ahead,
Joseph
Chief.
Boakai served. Yeah. Joseph Boakai served as agriculture minister before, right? But I'm speaking of his vice presidency, Honor Ellen, being vice president for 12 years.
So are you telling me as vice president you have the authority to appoint LDA people? Is that what
No,
you're trying to say?
no, you don't have the authority.
With your logic now, I'm just trying to prove to you that if you say he served as vice president for 12 years and he did not fuel jobs, he had no authority to appoint LDA. That was all Ellen.
He had no authority, but he worked in close line with the president.
But
That's the second.
he does not have the final say.
Yeah, he does not have the final say.
Right.
But look,
So you.
record, let's be on record, Leon, let's be on record. The thing is clear.
We're definitely on record.
We are on record. But the thing is clear, right?
It's good that we say these things, right? I agree with you. President Boakai has worked for 45 plus years in government, but the issue is of those 45 years in government. So you expect him as a vice president to come and go appoint LDA?
We are not saying that. We are not saying that. We are not saying that, Leon. We are not saying that. So what was the plan? What are some of the recommendations to the president at that time when he was vice president? Omar Ellen. What are some of the recommendations? What was some of the recommendations? But Joseph Boakai came up. The only thing the UPS could say was Joseph Boakai was a park pickup, meaning he was an old car parked in the garage.
Vice president in Liberia
so it means that they now wanted to conform with him.
Any vice president in Liberia is a park boss. That's how the constitution works. His primary job is to advise the president, elect the president to take it or to leave it. He got no authority to go on top of the president's head. Even
what was some of the advances?
Even Vice President Joao that was very close to George Weah. Our primary job was to go ahead and advise George Weah. If I'm president of Liberia and Wisdom is the vice president, Wisdom is to advise me. And you want me to accept it? Oh no, at least he advised me as vice president. So why are we trying to say, oh, you're vice president? He didn't fire George. How sure are you that when he in every cabinet meeting to know that he did not advise President Zelly? I mean, come on now, let be fair, man. Let's be fair on the show.
The thing is clear.
Judge him
But
now.
Leon,
Judge him now as president while he's there for 3 years. Don't go back and judge him for 12 years, vice president.
yeah, yeah. So even if we were Johnson, Leon, let's stop right there. Let's take Winston. Then we'll come back to that. Winston, let me hear your take on that.
Let's be fair on the show, man.
No, but Leon, that's a being like you hear from Sibu, right? You hear from Sibu. Now, the police RG is on suspension, right? He's on suspension. Why did he? Why did he go on suspension?
Why did the police RG go on suspension? Who's
the
police RG on suspension? Who's on suspension? Can you come on?
Yeah,
Can you come on suspension?
It's a DA boy.
The DA boy, not can you come on?
The DA boy, I come in.
Now he's not general of police.
No, we got a report. I got a report from. I stand to be corrected, right? I stand to be corrected, right? Yeah. Gabriel Como is on suspension from what I saw from the executive mansion. I say you want to tell me that's a fake something.
He's not on
I say you want to tell me. I say you want to tell me that's a fake something.
Right now, was the DA boss out?
So if I come in Leon, if you say Gabriel Como is not on suspension, why because of the bribery? Allegedly, why because of the bribery? Allegedly, about the 3.17 million dollars. We agree. Now what I'm saying,
I can't agree to that. It's allegedly. I can't agree to that. It's like
yeah. Let me hear from you, Sibu.
Yeah, can I come?
Yeah, Sibu. Sibu. Just before you come in, let's hear from Winston first. Winston, let's hear from you. Winston, are you hearing me?
I think he's having some problem.
Sibu, let's hear from you.
Yeah, so I just want to use Leon's own logic, like try to portray
No problem. I go.
and providing some clarity. Now, why you think doing the campaign of 2017 or 2023? Why you think that the United Party people were pointing to developments, were pointing to positive things that happened during the early regime? They pointed to positive things to run their campaign on the basis like that. Honorable Bwaka, serve as vice president, doing his tenure as vice president on early. These are things that they carry on. They point out to positive things. That are positive things that happen. So why you think that they point out to it? Because government is inclusions. So in fact, for the fact that he serve as vice president, the second highest position in the country. So anything that happen, it is either directly or indirectly proportional to the vice president, whether be it negative or positive. So there is no way. There is no way. There is no way. There is no way. There is no way you're gonna escape or Braga from the negative thing that happened during Ellington. There is no way you can escape for the fact that all of the good things you acknowledge that in participated into it. There's no way you can escape from that. There's no way.
So Dara, real quick, right? So I'm not excluding him from being vice president. That's not what I did. I'm glad we're on record. I didn't take him out of Ellen's basket because he was Ellen number 2. But the logic I was pushing to Ambassador Grams is he said in a quote, when you're vice president, why didn't he make changes with LDE? That's what he said. And I was just correcting that fact that as vice president, you do not appoint LDA director. Am I right?
Yeah,
Am I
I
right?
understand. I understand. I'm not saying
So
you
then why?
appoint
So then you
LDA.
understand?
No, no,
You
no.
understand why
After
are we
me. No,
arguing
Leon,
about?
Leon, Leon, Leon,
Why are we arguing
Leon, you gotta wait.
about our president?
No,
But I got not doing better as our LDA doing his job. Our president.
Leon, Leon,
you
Leon.
can't
Come on, let's go
position
back.
the
Leon, let's
appointment.
go back.
But
Leon,
he
Leon, let's go
advised,
back.
right? So
You
then he
can't
Yeah.
advised
position
me.
the
I
appointment.
said no to the advice. What you want me to do? To
So
to
Leon,
wait, right?
Leon, let's go back, Leon. Leon, let's go back.
Let's go
Like
back.
Sibu said, like
Yeah.
Sibu said,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that I stand to be corrected. I'm not saying that the vice president appoint. No, it's not even in
Well,
the picture. Even in the
you
state of
can't
reference, it's not
go
even
and
there.
sit on the show and say why the vice president
No.
didn't correct LD or
So,
the vice
so
president.
yeah, yeah,
I want you to say
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
this.
show.
Yo, yeah, this, yeah, this. He
So
was
you got to correct
like
that
Sibu
statement
said,
now.
right?
Correct
Like
that
Sibu
statement.
said, yeah, like Sibu said, the vice president position is the second highest position in the country, and the vice president served as the president of the Liberian Senate.
I
Very
agree
good.
with you. I agree with
The vice
you.
president
So how
served
do
as
you,
the
how,
president of the
No,
Liberian
let's
Senate.
talk about education to you now. When it comes to appointment in Liberia, the vice president can just advise the president and suggest. It left with the president to make his appointments. If you do not know this,
I'm more that.
let me
No,
who
you not tell me
signed you?
that.
If you know that, so why were you attack now, president? I'm saying address him as President Baga. Do something about LG as a vice president. He have no authority on who goes to
So
what
even if we address
ministry,
it,
to what ministry. So let's focus on the issue of
so
being
let's let
president
let
now.
let
That's the
let
issue.
let let's if we
yeah,
addressing President Boaga, even if we addressing President Boaga, if
guys,
we addressing as President
guys,
Boaga, now being the president now, can we look can we look at that?
Man, let wisdom talk about. Wisdom, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah, let
wisdom,
your
go ahead. Go ahead.
wisdom,
The
Sorry,
minister,
go
the
ahead.
minister who is moderating, like he's not moderating.
Así dice, así dice Lee, así
he,
dice.
next moderating, he should be giving chance to the panelists to get a view.
They are both dice.
So, like, here is my take, and I think this topic should be, pushed to another day where we come back to discuss the success and failures of both agenda. I think it will be the best. See the success and failure of the arrest agenda versus the pro agenda. I think it will be a very fine topic that we can come because it is a broad topic. Now, if we start to discuss the arrest agenda and discussing the failure and success is something that will go a very far, far, far away. We can't even touch all the sectors because you have to discuss the various sectors and look at the achievements made in those sectors. You have to discuss the various sectors under president. We are the achievements made on those sectors as well, and their failures. So, but anyway, for now, let me give you my view, how I see it. Uh, the two, the two agenda are all positive. So we only look at their successes and failures, the level of implementation, because almost every government in Liberia comes with their own agenda properly and strategically written. When you read it, you think that Liberia has already been transformed just by seeing said agenda, but then its implementation has always been a problem. Even Madam Erin Johnson Sirleaf came with the poverty reduction strategy, and the poverty reduction strategy, the PRS, was implemented to some extent, but to admit that government was marked by corruption, rampant corruption, that even the international community raised alarm in terms of the corruption under Madam Sirleaf. We all saw a broad day robbery. You understand? When they said poverty reduction strategy, they were going to reduce poverty, but we saw that Liberia was not elevated from certain threshold. I mean, we're always below the belt. We're always found among the poorest countries in the world until Madam Sally left. Now, President George Manuel Weah came there. Liberia, on the UNDP report, in terms of the Human Development Index, uh, Liberia was ranked 177. The United Nations, the UNDP report again in honor this particular government 2026 and 2025, Liberia is still ranked 177. Now, if you check the world poorest country, you see Liberia has not really been like our position has not really been progressing rapidly. We remain, I mean, things are just remain static. If there have been any positive growth rate, it is at a very minimal level. Because I saw the UNDP report, I saw a growth rate of annual growth rate of 0.48%, not even 1%. So you see, so for us to be discussing these two agendas is something very, because they both of them added very minimal. They are adding very minimal to the growth and development of Liberia. Very minimal. The same way when President Weah was there, there's no big difference. Now, let's look at in terms of job creation. There are more jobs created during the 6-year period of President Weah, which is the pro-poor agenda. That's why I said we should not be comparing the pro-poor agenda and the arrest agenda at this point, because I've started to see. For me, I'm a realist. I've started to see so many green lights in terms of development from this particular agenda. I've started to sense that already. From the initial stage, yes, from the initial stage, things was very static. They had nothing to point at, and we all said it. But I'm seeing groundbreaking ceremony going around personally. I'm seeing new projects, are being started by the government. I'm seeing some projects are already completed. So with the issue of development, I think they are, for now, they are on path. Unlike previous years, like 2024, 2025, they were still struggling. But this 2026, I'm seeing a lot of progress being made in terms of development. That's the fact. When President Weah took power, he faced problem with the issue of development from the initial stage. But at some point in time, he picked up seriously. And that's what convinced some of us to campaign for him. I was with the Unity Party for years. But the last 2 years of President Weah, the amount of developments that I counted and I saw in progress is what convinced me to say changes are being made. We agree that there was corruption. We agree there were lapses from the initial stage. But at the time meeting, I saw the government rising. So that's why some of us supported him. The same way this government, when they came to power, we saw they were struggling with a lot of stuff. But presently, we can see some progress being made in terms of real projects being undertaken. And
Crimes, I think we need to Crimes, I think we need to be time conscious because we are other show to attend to. Chief.
Yeah. So, just quickly, want to appreciate every one of us. Darius, you're going to appear back next Friday for the debate. We're going to bring other young folks on the team.
Now
Because
that's
the debate is very
citizen.
strong.
Yeah, now I know now.
Another citizen, bro.
That citizen. Now I know.
So again, when you are just joining this broadcast, we want to say to you, this is Central Communication Network, Central TV, and this is Youth Primetime comes your way every Friday at 9 o'clock. Your regular host, Leon Sharon Twazama, and your co-host is no other person but a younger ambassador in Liberia now, Ambassador Josephus D. and Grimes. And today we were opportune to host one of the strong advocates and activists, emerging activists from Lower Magidi, a student of the United Methodist University. And we're also opportune to host our brother Winston and in studio today to discuss serious topics. But we'll be back next Friday. Until then, we're going to ask Mr. Sibu your parting statement for 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, and let me again use this medium to appreciate the Sandra family for providing this opportunity. Nowadays in Liberia, it is scarce to see such a platform given to young people to share their thoughts. And there is this saying that always go around that we are the future leader. But how can we lead the future of tomorrow when we don't have the necessary facility to be able to, let's just say, catapult Liberia to a different heights? And I also want to appreciate my good brother Winston and also Leon for the
See,
time,
I'll see
for
you
the,
next Friday.
for the for the interaction, and also to Ambassador Grams. Thank you again for the opportunity. It was nice being on this show tonight. Thank you.
It was nice being on this show tonight. It was nice having you, and we will keep having you all of the time for your input to young people in our society. Leon, let's take you 1 minute popping statement.
So man, I'm on the show Monday. I'm on the show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I need no parting statement. But it was a great conversation, man. We hope to have you back again, Winston and Darius. You guys are very young, intelligent guys that we look forward to having you next time. But it's been great, and let's give our support to Liberia and onward, man, onward to victory.
So until then, this is Central Communication Network, Central TV. This is your prime time comes your way every Friday at 9 o'clock, a 1 hour show hosted by the youth.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen,
Leon Kwasama has been your regular host, and Joseph Grimes, your host. Until then, have a pleasant good night.
ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the